It finally happened.
Like it not?
Should I take back or I just throw away?
We packed our bags, emptied the house. Okay, bye guys! Thanks for driving us! Bye! Said our goodbyes. Bye! And left Singapore. Bye bye!
We planned to do this over a year ago. During that period, there was so much uncertainty.
Some months were worse than others. We had spent many weeks thinking that maybe we shouldn't, wouldn't, couldn't go after all.
But we always decided at the end to just keep moving forward, one day at a time.
Finally, that day came. It still feels surreal.
Not knowing what to expect made us feel very nervous. It was stressful too, trying to keep up with regulations that kept changing. These were not normal times after all.
Still, it was exciting. We were looking forward to things feeling new again. To press play on our lives after such a long pause.
We didn't just want to look anymore, we wanted to move forward.
Then, we arrived in Barcelona.
We were greeted with a very pleasant surprise.
So the reception kindly upgraded our room to one with a terrace, and look at this, it's huge. We think the dogs will really like running outside. The hotel also surprised us with these treats for the dogs. Ooh. They're exploring now.
We may have been tired, but we were in high spirits.
And once we regained our energy, we began our exploration of the city. Daisy! Bailey!
Daisy and Bailey were happy to go on log walks too. And the locals gave them a very warm welcome.
Even though it was just a glimpse, we found ourselves already starting to fall in love with what we saw.
We closed the weekend with a delicious meal of tapas. And anticipated what the coming days would bring.
And after 1.5 days of just resting and relaxing, I think we've finally recovered from our long journey here, and we're ready to try to start being, well, productive again. And what we're doing today is really exciting because we are about to collect our apartment keys. So let's go! We celebrated the collection of our apartment keys with brunch at a lovely cafe we found on our walk to the rental agency.
It's all about you.
The food was pretty and delicious.
The dish matches your shirt.
Trying to find something to
But that was not the only gem we discovered.
do. I ain't running free. Still got a lot of shit left to see. Stuck in this town, and the town stuck in me.
With great anticipation, we made our way to the apartment. Hi guys, so we're here in the apartment now, and yeah, we were really excited when we collected the keys and we're really looking forward to taking a look at the place, but unfortunately there are some parts of it that are not quite as expected. So I guess right now it's up to me and Leo to think about what we want to do from here and see what our next step should be.
We went back to the hotel feeling quite dejected. But it was late and the rental agency was closed for the day.
There
was no point in dwelling on it for now. So we went to get dinner instead at another gorgeous place.
And with our bellies full, we felt better already.
The next morning, we had a resolution.
But first, we had to move to another room because we were supposed to check out that day. It was smaller, but at least it had a bathtub.
I'm down, yeah. No friends of mine around.
And so, our stay was extended by another week.
To be honest, it wasn't as fun as you might have thought. We couldn't really relax because it wasn't a vacation.
It was a fresh wave of anxiety that we hadn't planned for. Daisy? Hi? Wondering if the new landlord would accept our profiles. Haley? If the new apartment would be better than the last. If we would even have an apartment by the end of the week. Hi babe.
But we made the most of it.
While we still don't have an apartment, we have to get creative. At least we can watch a movie.
We had promised ourselves that no matter what, every day was going to be a good day.
So we just wanted to give you guys an update on our housing situation. As you know, a few days ago when we went to view our apartment, it was in a less than ideal state. So we found ourselves being confronted with a very difficult choice of whether we wanted to continue staying in the apartment or to look for something else. And after thinking very long and very hard, we eventually decided to go with option 2, which was to find a new apartment. So the reason why we decided to do this is because while the inside of the apartment could be cleaned up, one thing that was making us feel a little bit uneasy was the environment. It turns out that the area where the apartment was situated was actually more rough around the edges than we would have thought. And I mean, you know, I guess it happens sometimes because we had to arrange for this apartment while we were still in Singapore. And of course, while we did our very best to do research and everything, sometimes there's inevitably a mismatch between, you know, what you see on the internet and what's in reality, right? So yeah, after thinking long and hard, we made this very difficult decision to let this apartment go and try to see if we can find somewhere better that felt more comfortable for us. Because I don't know, I guess like sometimes for certain things you do get like a gut feeling and like an instinct that tells you something is not so good for you. So Leo and I had the same feeling, right?
Yeah.
And we decided that, you know, it's important to go with our gut, and hopefully the second apartment will be better suited for us and will make us feel more comfortable. And actually, we are going to collect the keys for that second apartment tomorrow. So needless to say, we're really nervous and we hope that everything turns out all right. So fingers crossed that we got it right this time.
Soon enough, we found ourselves moving into our new apartment. Celebration time! Yes! Daisy?
Baby, 1, loving 2, and now it's 3 a.m. Thinking, what if it's you and me? At the end, maybe.
Although it took a lot of energy and several trips to IKEA,
Okay, so we find ourselves back at IKEA again because the list of things we need to buy for the house never seems to end. But at least we get to eat meatballs.
Having my own conversations, hoping you will come and say
It was such a relief to see our new space and feel at home in it.
and I hope that you're coming back home.
It took 2 weeks, but we finally feel like we've settled down.
Look at you, eyes as soft as that ocean blue.
Alright guys, so after 1 week, this is our first home-cooked meal in Spain.
And now we're ready to have new experiences and create new memories. Together.
Thanks for all the hard work, babe. You're amazing. This looks amazing.
Barcelona is a city with a beating heart. We wish that you could feel it too.
In the meantime, we hope that this letter finds you well and happy.
After all, if there's anything the past year has taught us, little else is more important than that.
With love,
Joy
and Leo.